So a few days ago, Netflix announced Q-Force, and it's not going over as well as they thought it would. Let's talk about it. So I believe it was the 23rd of June, this Q-Force show was announced, and basically what this show is a all group of heroes that classify in some way as LGBTQ+. Now, the thing that I like about this show, and there's one thing that I like, is that it's its own property. They didn't do what is typically done nowadays, where they go and they take the X-Men or some property that's already in existence and commandeer it and change characters around. No, they made their own original show, and I think that is something I'd like to see more of instead of going after stuff that already exists and changing it. The problem is that it's god-awful and terrible and nobody wants it. I asked a few days ago if this is what people in that community really want. Is this what you want representing you when it comes to media? And overwhelmingly, people seem to say no. If anything, this seems to push, stereotypes about people in the LGBTQ plus community, and it doesn't seem like they really want this. It comes off as an incredibly large, out-of-touch fail to people, it would seem, when it comes to Netflix trying to have representation. It has, as, quote, somebody said, "Hello there, fellow kids" energy, which I thought was kind of funny. If you don't know that meme, that's the meme with Steve Buscemi dressed up in a bunch of skater clothes, and he's like, "What's up there, fellow kids?" It's a very popular meme that's funny. So a lot of people agree that, hey, it's at least nice that they made their own property, but this is shit. And I I have to agree with them. It is. And now, even mainstream media sites, I think the Daily Dot is a mainstream site, but they're dunking on it. Everyone is dunking on Q-Force. Netflix's cringeworthy LGBTQ plus cartoon. People are joking that the trailer is so bad that it made them straight. Now, I want to point out that this is what the community is saying. This is the people that Netflix want to watch the show, and it's not really working out for them very well. Netflix has listened to the widespread demands for more representation on TV, launching an adult animated sitcom about a team of LGBTQ plus spies. It's a satire of James Bond, a concept that sounds pretty cool at first glance. Unfortunately, the first trailer for Q-Force, yes, that's the actual name, looks kind of cringeworthy, focusing on stereotypes and funny and unfunny one-liners. It provoked widespread mockery as soon as it arrived on Twitter, mostly from the people that they want to watch the show, which I think is the focus here. So it just shows you just how uncreative people in Hollywood are. I'm really surprised the show didn't get canceled harder than it already is now. And I wonder if this will even get released. It doesn't have a date until September 2nd. And if you think, well, there's no way they wouldn't release it, this article points out, which is funny, they point out that this reminds them of Snowflake and Safe Space. I'm sorry. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, they're referring to this. Snowflake and Safe Space are to the left here, and they were supposed to be representation for Marvel Comics, and it was also extremely out of touch. And they never released this. And they also never officially canceled it, which is funny. It just never came out. This video is still up, by the way, which I think is hilarious. You can see right there from the down votes compared to the up votes what people thought about this. So these companies, I don't know who they're hiring that's approving this stuff, because it's an absolute fail every time. Why don't you just make something with normal people? So let me rephrase that. Why don't you make something with these LGBTQ characters and not turn them into stereotypes? Let's just have them be regular people. I think that's more probably what they want, because most people that live these lifestyles just want to get by like everybody else and live their life. That's kind of how things are. Like these extreme stereotypes of these people isn't what they want to see. And if anything, I think that they find that cringeworthy just like everybody else does. And I think that's something that we can all share, is laughing at this failure that these companies try to do to grab your money, because that's what it is. They want your money, and this isn't the way to get it. Even the Netflix trailer. This is the official Netflix YouTube. Q-Force official teaser, Netflix. 38,000 downvotes to 5.2 upvotes. People don't like being made fun of. That's basically what's going on here, even if Netflix doesn't think. And I think Netflix was probably trying to be, I think that this was being done with good intentions, but it just shows you just how out of touch the people in Hollywood are. And I don't think they quite realize what they're doing. They don't realize that this isn't, people don't want extreme stereotypes to represent them. So we'll see how this plays out. I can't wait for it to get released. Samba TV, they have been doing a pretty good job at capturing streaming numbers. It's kind of a new thing, because, we're used to traditional television that tells us ratings, and we don't really have that anymore for, streaming services. But they've been doing a good job kind of filling in the new Nielsen ratings and finding out, what's the actual average of a show. So I'm interested to finding out how many people actually tune in for this show when it drops on Netflix, if it drops for Netflix. If you want my prediction, this show becomes the next High Guardian Spice and just gets delayed into oblivion, and they never officially cancel it. That way they never admit they're wrong. And that's how that works. That's why Marvel's New Warriors was never officially canceled, because that would be admitting that Marvel was wrong. And they don't want to admit that they're wrong, so they're just never going to release it. And of course, the mainstream comic book press will never touch on where it is, because they're shills, just like most media sites are shill. I'm surprised the Daily Dot published this article, to be honest. Anyway, that's pretty much it. Let me know what you guys think about all of this. Also, if you would, please like, subscribe, share the video. Make sure you're still subscribed. Hit that notification bell. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace. Also, if you want to help support the channel, check out my Teespring store. There's a link in the description. You can find some merchandise in there that you might want to check out. Also, take a moment. Make sure you're still subscribed to the channel. There's something going on right now, and they've been unsubscribing people. So just take a second and double check on that, and subscribe if you're new.